Did you know that New York's iconic skyline hides a $1 trillion wealth story? Every skyscraper you see isn't just steel and glass, it's a chapter in a financial empire that has shaped the world. From humble Dutch settlements to architectural marvels that pierce the clouds, New York's buildings tell us how power, money, and resilience work hand in hand. So, how did a small trading post transform into the architectural capital of the world? And more importantly, what financial lessons can we take from its rise to guide us in 2025? Stick around, because by the end of this journey, you'll not only see New York differently, but you'll also walk away with wealth strategies inspired by its very skyline. Welcome to Historian, where we travel through time to unlock the future. Today, we're stepping inside New York's urban time machine. Remember, architecture is not just about beauty, it's a mirror reflecting the soul of an economy. Let's dive into this towering story. Our story begins in the early 1600s. Manhattan Island was nothing like the bustling hub we know today. Instead, it was a strategic outpost for the Dutch West India Company called New Amsterdam. At the time, it was little more than a collection of wooden huts, warehouses, and trading docks, but its location was gold. Positioned at the mouth of the Hudson River, it was the perfect gateway for trade. By 1664, the British seized control, renaming it New York after the Duke of York. This marked a bigger transformation. Trade flourished. Fur, timber, and later shipping turned the colony into an economic magnet. Slowly, brick houses replaced wooden huts, and the city's first recognizable urban architecture took shape. This stage teaches us lesson 1. Strong foundations matter. Just like Rome's roads or today's digital infrastructure, New York's initial success was built on trade diversity. It wasn't glamorous, but it attracted merchants, settlers, and wealth that compounded over time. Think of this as your personal financial foundation, whether it's skills, savings, or side hustles. Without a solid base, skyscrapers, literal or financial, can't stand tall. Fast forward to the 19th century, and New York's face began to change dramatically. The Industrial Revolution didn't just bring machines, it brought money, people, and a need for space. Factories lined the waterfronts, while new construction techniques birthed one of New York's most iconic styles, cast iron architecture. If you walk through Soho's cast iron historic district today, you'll still see entire blocks where elegant cast iron facades stand proudly. These weren't just decorative, they were cheaper, quicker to build, and fire-resistant, a major upgrade from the wooden structures of earlier centuries. At the same time, immigration exploded. Millions poured into Ellis Island, and New York had to expand upward and outward. Tenement housing, brownstone row houses, and grid-style street planning all shaped the growing metropolis. Financial lesson here? Scalability. Just like New York scaled its housing and industry to fit millions, wealth grows when you build systems that can handle growth. Whether it's scalable businesses, investments that compound, or skills that remain relevant even as demand increases. Now we enter the 20th century, the golden age of New York architecture, when ambition truly touched the sky. The invention of steel frame construction and elevators revolutionized building. Suddenly, height was no longer a dream, it was a race. The Chrysler building, completed in 1930, wasn't just Art Deco elegance, it was a corporate power move, briefly holding the title of the world's tallest building. Its spire was secretly assembled inside the tower and raised in one dramatic day, outpacing its rivals. Then came the Empire State Building in 1931, a true giant at 102 stories. Built in just over a year, during the Great Depression, it cost $41 million, equivalent to over $700 million today. For many years, it stood as the tallest building on Earth, a literal beacon of economic recovery. But it wasn't all glory. The 1929 stock market crash had left scars. Many skyscrapers had high vacancy rates in their early years, nicknamed empty state building instead of Empire State Building. This tells us lesson 2. Bold investments bring massive rewards, but only when balanced with diversification. New York Skyline is a monument to risk-taking, but the crashes remind us, don't put all your eggs in one basket. The 21st century tested New York like never before. The September 11th attacks in 2001 destroyed the Twin Towers, symbols not just of architecture, but of American economic dominance. Yet, in their place rose One World Trade Center, completed in 2014 at a staggering $3.9 billion. It became more than a building. It was a statement of resilience, standing 1,776 feet tall to symbolize the year of American independence. But resilience wasn't the only story. A new value emerged: sustainability. Green roofs, LEED certifications, and eco-conscious skyscrapers became the new architectural currency. Buildings like the Bank of America Tower showed how environmental responsibility and profit could align. And then came Hudson Yards, a $25 billion mega project, blending luxury apartments, office towers, and cultural hubs. Love it or hate it, Hudson Yards reflect how cities in the 21st century are more than skylines. They're brands, investments, and lifestyle machines. Lesson 3: adaptability. From colonial trade to industrial boom to post-9/11 recovery to green innovation, New York keeps reinventing itself. Wealth works the same way. The winners in 2025 won't just save or invest, they'll adapt, shifting strategies with changing times. So, what does the history of architecture in New York, a wealth story, teach us in 2025? 1. Build strong foundations. Just as New York's trade routes built a financial empire, your skills, savings, or side hustle form the base of future wealth. 2. Take calculated risks. The skyscrapers remind us that bold moves can define eras, but don't forget diversification. Protect yourself from crashes. 3. Adapt to change. From cast iron facades to green skyscrapers, adaptability turned crises into opportunities. In 2025, whether it's AI, climate, or markets, adaptability is your greatest asset. New York warns us against overextension, much like ancient Rome's collapse under debt. But it also inspires us. If a city can rise from wooden huts to $1 trillion skyline, imagine what careful planning can do for your financial life. And that's the wealth story hidden in New York's skyline. If you enjoyed this time-traveling journey, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and join our growing historian community. Want us to uncover more cities where architecture meets money? Drop a comment saying "More City Wealth." And don't miss our next adventure where we travel to London and explore how its architectural rise shaped centuries of global finance. Until then, remember, think big, plan smart, and build your future like a New York skyscraper, solid, ambitious, and adaptable.